a test, I guess you could say. We're testing it out.
Interesting.
Uh, so just I guess maybe to start the introduction, uh, Gus is in space. That's where he's actually going to live once crypto goes literally to the moon, literally, or to Jupiter.
Once we
Gus
cash out
has,
our parabolic profits, I'm just gonna go live in space.
yeah. So this is all Web3. We're going to talk about what we invest in, what we feel like in humans in the crypto space as human beings on this planet. Uh, we'll try to be the guys that are in between the rich and the poor, the believers, the skeptics, the ones that think it's a scam, and the ones that don't think it's a scam. So, uh, yeah, Costa and I we've been talking, I think, every day since in this bear market, and
Well, since October 2020. Well, actually, this time last year, it's been over 12 months. We started talking about it a lot.
I think
Um,
Costa's gonna kill himself. I think now because now we're probably the only two guys that have invested in crypto to a crazy level where we follow people like nuts and we like try to find out who's the good, who's the bad, who's the ugly.
right.
Uh, and right now, what are you holding, Costa? What are your holdings?
So right now, I'm currently holding a couple of projects. One of them is Orange, which is the latest one I just got in, which basically has to do with it's
Try landscape your phone. Try to landscape it. Maybe it'll be a full screen instead. So like switch your phone around.
what do you mean?
Maybe
I don't know how to hold on. Let me try some.
maybe it could turn it around. So, oh yeah, that's cool. So we have a full view. Dope.
Let me put the light on over here. Hold on. So I'm holding Orange, which is basically um it's a wallet with yeah, it's a wallet that holds Bitcoin. It's on the Bitcoin network.
Yeah.
And it's decentralized, of course. And you could do there's a bunch of gadgets and features on it that I'm not currently aware. It's just the reason why I got into it, honestly. Part of the narrative, low market cap, potential, good team, high FOMO, all that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
also an Unfettered Souls,
Uh-huh.
SOULS. It's a gaming project.
Yeah.
Now, these are just the projects that I'm currently in, but obviously there's a ton out there that are incredibly amazing. But you can only get into so many. So Unfettered Souls, the Souls ecosystem, gaming project, very good tokenomics, good narrative, solid project all in all. All the projects that I'm in are completely doxed, of course, with good narratives and good teams. Now, how they're going to perform in the altcoin season, nobody really knows. At the end of the day,
Right.
we just you do your best to position yourself as practically as possible, and obviously to catch the most gains as possible. So Unfettered Souls, I'm also in Layer AI, which is an
Hmm.
AI project which has to do um I'll be very honest with you, I'm not quite sure 100%. It has to do more with
You know what's crazy is that a lot of people still are like that. People are gonna drop 10K on projects and they kind of know what it does, but they don't know what it does. Like
like I
I did
kind of
that
know what
too.
it does.
I used
I
to
mean,
do that too.
it's on the app stores and everything. It has to do with investing, stuff like that. Like it does a lot. NFTs. There's a whole system behind it, full team, everything. Now, do I know exactly what it does? No. Is it going to pump in the bull run? Absolutely. But I'm being very honest, man. I don't know exactly what it does to the T. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. But most people get into
No, no,
projects.
it's fine. Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Most people get into projects. They get into it because of the narrative, the whole. It checks boxes off the list. That's what we're getting in. There's also GT Protocol, which is another project that I'm currently in. Amazing
Yeah,
project. This
yeah.
one, it's basically an AI bot that helps you. How can I say it? You pretty much see it's just portfolio management in a way. You ask it questions. What about this? It gives you kind of signals. It's very interesting. And it's a full team all over the world on the App Store as well, doing a bunch of things. Now, again, it's part of the narrative, low market cap, good team, good tokenomics. It's all that stuff, right?
Right.
Tokenomics will to an extent because obviously they're releasing tokens as the months and years go by. But in the next 6 months, things are obviously looking very good for it. So GTL AI, Orange, Souls. I'm also in Infrax, which has to do with AI and GPU,
Jesus
which
Christ. Infrax. I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Yeah, so Infrax is has to do with GPU and AI, and that's something
Oh,
you
that was the
actually
one.
told me about, the narrative of GPU, how power. You told me about GPU actually with power saving and
Yeah. GPU is the new oil.
yeah, basically it's an oil. So I'm in Infrax, very good tokenomics, low market cap as well, good team,
You
the
see,
whole
what's cool
nine.
about this, what's cool about what you're saying is the fact that a lot of people out there, they're always talking about the same projects. They're always shilling the same shit. But the thing is that we've done a lot of research or had some help with a lot of professionals of what's going on. Like, and that's also cool because people can get a different view of other tokens that are cool that could be pumping and
Of course,
or that will pump or that people are like, oh, I never heard this once because with my guys that I follow or projects that I've or podcasts that I've been on, like obviously there's the Omi, there's VV, there's Definity, there's Essence, um, there's DGI, which dropped so much. I'm like dying with DGI. But again, we're at the end of the despair right now. Or apparently right now I saw there's a on Twitter, there's people that are like, there's always like a dip just before it pops to this literally into space, like where you are. We're at like the end of the
it's gonna pop
despair. Like,
over here, man. It's coming.
so we're like, apparently the despair is here. And then as soon as we pop, we're off to the races. So they say, I think August, I think they say August. So August would be the time when
That's
people are
what
going
they
to say
said.
things are
From
going to
my
warm up.
understanding, I think it's quarter three, quarter four of this year. Things are going to start
Yeah.
going up now. And like you said, you're absolutely right. For altcoins have bottomed, and if you have buying power,
It sucks
now is the
because my
time.
DGA was like at 20 grand, but now I'm at 3 grand. It literally lost all. I could have just the USDC that shit and
And
done
this is the
something else with it.
conversation we had yesterday, man, which is interesting because one thing I'm learning right now, which I find interesting, is because we always make mistakes and we learn from them. But we had this conversation yesterday. When you get a project early and it does a pump, eventually it's going to correct. Very few, there's a very select few with which you could practically count on your hands. Fetch AI, render, injective, things like that really just kept on going and going and going. But most of them,
Right.
they're going to correct. So if you get into something early, it hits a couple of exchanges, BTC maybe that week pump, something happened, and your token in 2 weeks to like a 4, 5, 6, 7x, or maybe in a month it's like a 5, 7x. It's going to correct. So grab your profits, get out, wait for it to come back down, then get back in, and now you have new buying power. The mistake we did on some of them is you stay in like your DGI, you hit 20 grand. It's fantastic. Now
But we
imagine
didn't know. I didn't know that it was gonna we're gonna
exactly
go
that's
this
true.
low. It fucking sucks. It literally went down 90% almost.
Yeah,
It
hundred
sucked
percent,
because
hundred
right
percent.
now 20 grand I can literally buy 4 projects at 5K at its lowest. I could have bought DGI for like 5K, have 4 times the amount.
Right.
I could have 4 times the amount of. So again, we're always making mistakes. So that's why we want to kind of start this channel to show our fucking dumb mistakes that we always make, and that hopefully by this bull run, 2 bulls and a bear that we're in, that this bull run is that it's going to be different. We're going to take this money. We're going to talk about things where when we make this money, what are we going to do with it? What's the hot shit? So,
Yeah,
um,
those are good problems to have. Those are the problems anyone who's trying to get out of
I'm
whatever
curious.
situation they're in.
Put your phone like this, Costa. I'm curious what happened. What's going to happen? Like put on a table or something. Yeah, it's cooler like that. Yeah, it's cooler because you can actually see the body. And what's cool is with this stuff here, we can actually invite people. I think I can invite up to like 8 people. I'm not sure. So we're also going to invite people. So again, this is going to be crypto, Web3, music, life, what to do with the money once you make that fucking money. And this was the test, I guess, step one. And so we'll leave it at that. We're just going to leave it at that. This was the first run. I'll leave it and we'll call it 2 bulls and a bear. And Gus Costa and Space will be back tomorrow. Tune in. I'll make it more official on Instagram and stuff. We'll talk with about 10, 20 minutes, questions and answers. But if we could do this on a daily, that would be fucking dope. And we can always talk about shit that we found out and invite people, And if you guys want to be on, reach out to us. So it's the beginning of something interesting. We'll leave it at that.
Awesome, man. Sounds good.
Okay, so I'm going to hang up. All right. Two
All right,
bulls and a
peace.
bear. We out.